Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alex Stein, and let's just talk about what happened last night. A terribly embarrassing outing from all of the GOP candidates at the latest GOP debates last night. Vivek Ramaswamy tried to call Nikki Haley a warmonger, which is true, but he also talked about how 9/11 is not what they said. So, Vivek, you're welcome for giving you the courage to stand up for 9/11 truth. On top of that, guys, tonight we have Jeff Nadu, who is working at Barstool Sports, when I brought my wife's boyfriend, Dontarius, into their headquarters to talk personally to the one and only Dave Portnoy. So things are going to get spicy. Barstool is going to be watching. So let's just say this, guys. You don't want to miss what we're about to say, because no holds barred, cage match style, prime time versus Barstool Sports. Once again, Jeff Nadu is going to be there to ref it. So you don't want to miss the show tonight. Tap in, folks. Let's go.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself, why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. I'll break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Welcome to the show, all my loyal chat rats. Tonight we got a barn burner. That's right, we got Jeff Nadu, an employee that was working at Barstool Sports when I stormed their Capitol. So we're going to get into that, but before we get into that, we got to talk about what happened last night, these freaking debates. But before we do all that, we just want to say a nice warm welcome back to our top chat rat, Lisa. We see you're back in the chat tonight. We missed you. A lot of people were worried about you. I was not worried one bit. I knew you were coming back. I'm a pimp on a blimp. I know that you can't quit the pimp. Just don't act like you can quit the pimp. So, you know, you can fool the other people. You can scare the other chat rats. But Primetime 99 knows where his bread is always buttered. And Lisa, you got the margarine. You got the spread, girl. All right. So let's get into the show. Oh, and speaking of, before we do that, how many chat rats? We got 400 chat rats watching this. Hit the like button. Like I'm hitting this golf club. Just hit it. Smash it right now. That's the only way that it will have a chance of getting recommended to other future chat rats. And if you can't press a button, then you just obviously don't want this show to be successful. And you know what? You can get the hell on out of here, because we want loyal ass chat rats in the chat. That's what we want. We want dedicated rats in the chat. All right. So last night we had, was it the fourth GOP debate, Jimmy?
Yes, fourth.
The fourth GOP debate, hosted on News Nation with one of the sexy 599, Megyn Kelly, with a cleavage. Did she have cleavage last night?
I don't remember.
That needs a no, because you would have remembered that cleavage. What? Neither here nor there. She was hosting it, and it was a doozy. You had Vivek Ramaswamy getting mad. You had all this. Here, wait, let me read the prompter. So let me go to the top. Okay. So I got to read the prompter. Jimmy writes these great things. I just want to, Jimmy, ever since you got back from having that baby, you've been the best producer we've ever seen. Like, you've just been so good.
Thank you.
Not. You suck, Jimmy. You suck worse now than you've ever sucked. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Last night was another useless GOP debate, because we all know who's going to win. That's Trump. Trump is going to win. All right. However, we are determining the winner of the debate by who believes the best conspiracy theory. You know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm an expert. Why
am I the only person on the stage, at least, who can say?
Well, just wait. We got to get it in the editing booth. We got to get the order of the clips right. But let me finish saying, I am the king of the conspiracy castle. I am your conspiracy asshole. So I know these things left, right, backwards, forward. So these candidates are all a bunch of duds. Now, I like Vivek, but he went viral all because I asked him a simple question about 9/11 being an inside job, and he vibed with it. He agreed. He said that we don't know what really happened with Saudi Arabia's involvement on the terror attacks on September 11, 2001, and he went super viral. As a matter of fact, he brought a little virality to the pimp on a blimp himself by CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, News Nation, OAN, every single major media company playing the clip of me asking him about 9/11. So what we're going to do is we're going to rate which GOP candidate believes in the best conspiracy theory. We're going to give you, the audience, a choice to choose, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's go with numero uno, senor. All right, this one's good. This is Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley believes trans kids are real, and that funding the military-industrial complex is important because she believes that aliens are invading the earth and we need to fight them. So that's a good one. So if you like number 1, hit a 1. Okay, number 2.
Yeah, this next one's a crazy conspiracy. So,
Believes wearing heels doesn't make you look like a homosexual. Jimmy!
yeah,
That's your best friend.
I know, I love him, but he's got to stop it with the heels. I'm getting concerned.
Okay, but what I'm really mad about is that with this, I should have said this to do this right after, but you should have your picture of you standing with him so we can see how tall he really is.
Yeah, that's a good point because, yeah, we're about the same height. And I know I'm a little over 6 feet, so.
I know, and he says he's 5'11". Anybody that's 5'11" just rounds up to 6 feet. You know what I mean? That means that you're either 5'9" or 5'10", trying to round up to 5'11". Everybody that's 5'11" that I know always says I'm 6 foot flat because if you put on the right shoes, not some of those thin Pumas, but if you put on some nice Nike Dunks, you're 6 foot all day long. So, all right. So, transgender governor, number 2. If you guys like that, vote for number 2. All right, number 3. Chris Christie is a flat earther despite looking like a globe. Now, this one's good. A lot of people don't realize New Jersey is one of the most popular flat earth states because their state is so horrible and it's so terrible that believing the earth is flat is just, it's kind of normal. It's just commonplace. They can't believe that fentanyl is basically being sold to school children. So believing the earth is flat is, that's even more believable. So we like that one. You might be shaped like a globe, but he believes in the firmament, or Warner von Braun said, Psalm 19:1, the firmament showeth his handiwork. Okay, now, number 4. Oh, this is our favorite one. Vivek Ramaswamy believes 9/11 was an inside job and that the U.S. lied about Saudi Arabia's involvement. And that is not a conspiracy because we know that there was 28 pages redacted from the 9/11 Commission report. So those redacted pages are proof that we don't have the entire story of Saudi Arabia's involvement. So that one is not even a conspiracy, but the mainstream media will tell you that it is. So, all right, let's go through those, guys. You're going to be able to choose which conspiracy theory is your favorite. Now, I like whoever made this, but you maybe next time you put the candidate's name, but I guess it's easier just to, do 1, 2, 3, or 4. But 1, Nikki Haley. 2, Ron DeSanctimonious, as Trump would say. 3, my boy Chris Christie. And 4, Vivek Ramaswamy. All right, I'm going to put my vote for number 3, Chris Christie. Ooh, it's really tight right now. Everybody's going with 4, Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay, well, we'll see. We're going to check in and give you the answers to that poll here in a minute. So, Jimmy.
Yes.
Tonight's episode is going to be crazy, and I don't want to pull it up yet, but we're going to be trying to call some secret people. And real quick, before we get into it.
Well, Alex, we don't want to get away from this topic completely because we want to play your Vivek interview and how it was discussed
the
last
clip
night
that went so viral. Okay, all right.
Well, let's start with SOT 1, the original interview that influenced the GOP debate.
Let's run that tape. So we need a partner. Okay, rapid fire question: was the moon landing real or fake, Vivek?
Was the what, moon landing?
Real or fake?
I have no evidence to suggest it was fake, so I'm gonna assume it was real.
Okay, 9/11 inside job or exactly how the government tells us?
I don't believe the government has told us the truth. Again, I'm driven by evidence and data. What I've seen in the last several years is we have to be skeptical of what the government does tell us.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen evidence to the contrary, but do I believe everything the government told us about it? Absolutely not.
Last 2 questions.
9/11 Commission? Absolutely not.
Yeah, 9/11 Commission lied. Last 2 questions. I love it. So that clip was played by, like I said, every mainstream media outlet, from Fox News to MSNBC to CNN to, those are the only 3 I really know. And then OAN, News Nation. Even here at The Blaze, we played it, but we are the originators of the clip. So, of course, we played it. All right, now.
Well, do you want to play the clip in the debate last night? That's the whole point of the show.
Yes, duh, of course. I want to talk about how I influenced it. I'm just giving it a little... Jimmy, all because I said you stunk? Why was that so sassy right there? What's going on?
I thought you were about to change the subject
again.
No,
I'm not changing the subject. I'm keeping everybody on a roller coaster ride. You never know what subject I'm going to talk about next. Even you, the producer, doesn't know.
You're right. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the point. We don't want people to know what's coming next. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, surprise, is our best weapon, chapter 11. Have you read Sun Tzu's The Art of War?
Not.
Okay,
yeah.
I
don't know
so
what you're
that's
talking
why,
about.
and that's why I'm good at war, and that's why I'm always keeping the audience on their toes. Okay, so now we're going to play a clip of Vivek talking about how 9/11 was an inside job.
Why am I the only person on the stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job, that the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11, that the great replacement theory is.
So, Jimmy, he should be thanking his lucky stars that I ever asked him, because the audience was cheering. As soon as he said 9/11 was an inside job, people started cheering. Because whether you believe it was 19 hijackers or not, the official story states that Condoleezza Rice and George Bush were warned by the FBI, and they didn't take the warnings serious. So whether they didn't take it serious enough or they just purposely told the people in charge not to stop the terrorists, there was some government involvement some sort of way. If you actually believe that 19 guys with box cutters that originated in a cave were able to defeat the most powerful military on planet Earth, planet flat Earth, Jimmy, then how the hell do you think that anything is real? I mean, dude, that story is a fairy tale. So I think it's pretty obvious that they had CIA involvement, because Osama bin Laden, Tim Osman, was a CIA asset. So right there, they had a connection with some of the alphabet agencies that are part of the deep state. So, you know, whether you want to believe 9/11 is an inside job, it's up to you. But for you to believe that the government is giving us the whole entire story or 100% truth, you're the one that's smoking crack, because it's called cognitive dissonance. When you know the government lies to you, but you still believe them for certain things. You're like, oh, well, the government wouldn't lie about that. Yes, they'll lie about the Iran-Contra. Yes, they'll lie about our history. Yes, they'll lie about, taxes and the reason, where our money's going. But if you ask them, oh, is 9/11 an inside job? No, our government has our back. They would never do something like that. Wrong. The government hates you. They hate me. They probably like Jimmy because he's 5 times vaccinated. But all the people that aren't vaccinated, they hate you. Is that correct, Jimmy?
You said a lot there, but sure, yes, it's
okay,
correct.
Thank you. Always say
Everything.
that. Is it that hard to just say I'm correct?
You're right. It's much easier just to say you're right.
Thank you. Yes. I actually really liked it last night when I played the clip of the real estate guy getting scammed by the heroin addict. And I asked you twice, I go, well, should I still enable black Darius, and you said yeah. You say yeah. So that's like, it's improv. Just say yes to everything. I hate when I ask you a question. Oh, can we play a beheading video? Oh, can we, burn part of the studio up? You're always like, no. Learn how to say yes. Like, you got so mad because I wanted to fill up a condom with gasoline and throw it on Allie Beth Stuckey. Like, I don't know why that would have gone viral, but you always say no.
Alex, do you understand that a lot of your viral video ideas would also be your last video?
Yes, but I want to go out on top.
Okay, well,
I want to go out on top, Jimmy. That's why I always say I'm willing to die for this content.
Can you say, when you mean on top, be specific of what that means?
275,000 views.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten 270,000 views?
One time.
Yeah. You should have died right then and there.
We got a $20 super chat.
Okay, let's read that.
It says, from Kent Graves, I only hit the like button for my brother in Christ, JVT. Alex is gay.
You're kidding.
I swear to God.
Who did that? I'm blocking their ass. Why am I catching so many strays, dude? What is going on? All these chat rats coming after me. You chat rats need to learn. Now there's nearly 800 chat rats watching and only 200 have hit the like button. And now you're hitting the like button for Jimmy's bitch ass?
I know. It's bizarre. I don't know what's going on.
If you like Jimmy, you better hit that like button, because if I'm going, Jimmy's probably going with me, because I'll probably, blow up his house if they, take away my show.
In a video game?
In a video game on Minecraft, we would never blow anybody's house up. That's a joke. But that's what Barstool Sports said, and they deserve to get taken off YouTube. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Nah, I'm kidding. We don't want them taken off YouTube. But in a video game, anything goes. But in real life, we would never wish harm on anybody. We want everybody to be perfectly content and safe, and don't want to harm a hair on anyone's head. Isn't that right, Jimmy?
That is incorrect. I'm sorry, because you've been very clear about how much you want to hurt me, hurt Darius. Mostly those.
Yes, two. I do. Yes, I do want to inflict pain on y'all, but not lethal pain, right up to the lethal limit.
That is true. So I will give you credit there. You don't want to kill us.
All right. So, you guys, are y'all sick of Hollywood? Because I know I sure as heck am. For years, they've been lacking when it comes to stories of redemption. Movies and TV shows have trended toward the anti-hero, the flawed person who makes no effort to change and just becomes worse and worse as the story goes on. Well, here's some great news. The Blind, the true story of the Robertson family, is now available for purchase on Blaze TV. Maybe you've made a mess of your life. Maybe someone you love is in a dark place. Maybe all the above. If you or someone you know feels beyond redemption, you need to watch this movie, folks. You'll see there's always hope, always. The Blind takes you on an incredible journey through the life of Phil Robertson, giving you an intimate look into the man behind the legend and the trials, the triumphs, and the values that have shaped him through the years. Now, The Blind ain't a Blaze Media production. Since Phil is such a big part of our Blaze TV family, we want to make sure you had the opportunity to stream it right up in here. Because it isn't ours, we can't include it as part of the subscription, but if you'd rather purchase it from us and stream it right here rather than Apple or Amazon, we wanted to make sure the opportunity was available for you. So act now. Don't miss this opportunity to own The Blind, a Phil Robertson story on Blaze TV. Buy it today at theblazetv.com/theblind for $19.99. That's blazetv.com/theblind. And I'm Alex Stein. Watch that movie. Jimmy, there was actually more nudity in it than I thought. I watched it again last night. There's a lot at the end.
Oh, really? Who gets nude?
What? Phil Robertson's naked. He's completely naked.
Oh, okay, I thought it was another character.
No, he's playing football with Terry Bradshaw. It's you know how they do the lost credit scene like in Marvel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could see full frontal nudity.
Full front? Oh, frontal.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair, though. His beard was covering most of it, except for the tip. All right, so let's get into our freaking incredible guest. Do we have him ready?
No, we have the caption contest.
Well, actually, we don't have a caption contest. Why don't we have a caption contest, Jimmy?
Well, first, let's just put the caption. And I need to have a come to Jesus moment with our chat rat. So can we get full screen caption contest up? So I put this caption contest up. I scheduled it last night, and I was like, oh, they're going to make jokes about transgender because we talked about tucking your banana. However, after it was up for an hour, there were so many horrifying comments about our two strong black men in the banana that I ended up having to delete the post. So chat rats, why would you let your mind go there? We were talking about transgenders and tucking your banana and not anything else. So Alex, can you talk some sense into our chat rats? Because we love black people here. We love Darius and Big Nasty.
That is true. Oh, and why didn't Darius come on set when you were supposed to come on set? Put on your thing. Remember when I talked about aliens? Do you remember when we talked about aliens? Do you remember that at all?
I do.
And why didn't you come on set when? Are you watching the show?
I said, yeah, I'm sorry. No, I just got so into the, that portion of the show that this once it distracted me.
One time, this is the first time you've ever been distracted?
I mean, at least on that level.
So Darius, did you ever look down and think, I'm dressed like an alien? And then when we started talking about aliens, it didn't just click something that you're supposed to walk on set? I'm just wondering your thought process.
No, I just got too into, the opening credits and, and everything.
Opening credits?
We're not really opening credits, but just
credits.
that, well.
Kinda. I'm guessing, technically I'm credited on that one slide.
Well, that portion of the show, I can't,
I give you the simplest instructions. Before we go to our guest, Jeff Nadu, because we want to put a poll in the chat. We have our company Christmas party tonight. That's with all the higher ups, Glenn Beck, the whole kit and caboodle is going to be there. And we're allowed to bring a +1, our significant other. And I'm debating if I should bring Darius as my significant other or not. What do the chat rats think about that? Should we do a phone? Or do we have time to do a call-in, Jimmy? I guess we don't.
No, not really.
We put up a chat. Darius, if I bring you to the company Christmas party tonight, what are you going to act like? Are you going to try to hug people? Or are you going to try to get in their Instagram and send them weird messages?
No. Ever since I saw the flyer, about the party.
So you've known about the party,
right?
And you've never brought it up to me.
No, that's why, because I just knew you wouldn't have believed me that I really have that reserved of a side and that I know that it's just an unwritten rule to be reserved, at Christmas parties, for the obvious reasons,
I know, but when we're on the air, like, so, we can talk about glory holes and stuff like that.
Of course.
What about when we're off air? Because remember Diana Choker, you blocked her, one of our guests?
No, I didn't actually block her. I just unfollowed her,
I think he blocked her, Jimmy. Did he block her or unfollow her?
No. She blocked him.
Yeah.
He did not block her. Yeah, because you kept sending her weird shirtless selfies.
Yeah, why did you send her so many?
Guests.
Are you going to send any shirtless selfies to any of the other employees here at the Blaze?
Well, I didn't send her any shirtless selfies.
Okay, it was just your
my God,
face.
Jimmy, this is what happens. Now we get in the woods. Now we're doing the argument game.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we have another ad read and our guest is waiting. Okay. So why don't we just table this or argue with Jeff with it? And we have a $20 super chat for Matthew Adams. Jimmy and his wife need a date soon. This should help with the babysitter. Thank you. I don't get to keep the money, but I appreciate the gesture.
No, he does not get to keep the money. And the idea that he would ever get any of that money, super chatter, I'm going to refund that money. All right. Well, it's come around that time of year again. All the Thanksgiving decorations are back in the closet right where they belong. The Christmas decorations are up and making everything for Miles look bright and cheerful. And the sun goes down pretty early in your cozy, dark neck of the woods. That means it's time to settle into your favorite chair, kick up your feet near the fireplace, and have a beautiful glass of Fox and Odin whiskey. You've worked hard today. You've earned a little relaxation. Fox and Odin whiskeys are created to honor the wild beauty around us. A snow-capped mountain, a field of wildflowers, a roaring waterfall, or maybe even just your own backyard. This holiday season, let these perfectly blended spirits complement the view. A warm fire, maybe a shared meal, packages wrapped and ribboned and left under a tree. However you celebrate, enjoy it to the fullest with Double Gold, award-winning Fox and Odin Craft American Whiskey. Taste the spirit of the holidays today. And let me tell you something. I've been drinking this whiskey, and it's been getting me wasted. I've been cooking with it. I've been drinking with it. I just drink a little. It's really good. Makes me feel drunk as heck, and not too drunk. The perfect amount of drunkenness. So, buy online. Have it shipped to your door at foxandodin.com. That's right, foxandodin.com. Enter the promo code Alex and get free shipping. Free shipping. Is that how? Why is there an M in that?
There's not an M. How drunk are you?
I've been drinking. Get free shipping. Please drink responsibly. We're getting wasted. FoxandOdin.com. Use the promo code Alex. Get free shipping. Get that to your house. You get free shipping when you order it with the promo code Alex. Have a sip, Darius.
Will do.
Oh my gosh. Watch Darius. Fox and Odin. Chug, 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 chug. Hurry. Oh, my God. He's actually drinking. Okay, don't drink that much. Damn.
No, it was this much. Trust me. This
Jimmy,
much,
should I bring him to the company at Christmas morning? He's high on Fox and Odin.
A cuticle's worth. Literally, a cuticle's worth.
Okay, let's see how he responds to this tiny amount of alcohol.
Okay, put the Fox and Odin down. They're great sponsors. If you guys want to help us out, go to foxandodin.com. Use the promo code Alex. All right. Now, we welcome on a great fellow. He's the host of the true crime podcast, The Sit Down, and he's a former Barstool Sports employee. Please welcome on the one and the only Jeff Nadu. Jeff, welcome to the show, Jeff. How are you doing, my friend, if we have him?
What's up, my friend? How are you? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, Jeff, we've been wanting to connect with you. I know that you had kind of an unsanctimonious, or was it sanctimonious? I don't know my adjectives. I just know that you kind of had, the way you left Barstool, you're very successful there. You're very well liked. I believe the last, kind of viral story you're having, you were losing weight. You were one of the most popular content creators there. And then I guess you and Portnoy had a beef about like a financial thing. Is that what it is? Or what are the inside baseball? Why aren't you at Barstool Sports anymore, if you don't mind saying?
Well, the time is coming where I was going to want more money. I asked them for more money and they didn't want to give me more money. So I walked. And for me, like, I don't hold new punches about it. They didn't give me what I wanted, so I left. I love Barstool. I enjoy my time there, but for me, it's about business, man. I'm not worried about nothing else, and I know I can go make money doing other things. So I left, and I was called a selfish pig and all sorts of stuff, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we saw that New York Post article. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but I just want to say, Jeff, your freaking true crime podcast, The Sit Down, is awesome. I didn't even realize that the Barstool was actually making that kind of content. I love La Casa Nostra, every casino, every mafia movie, The Sopranos. I've seen every episode of The Sopranos. So tell us, how did you get so into, the mafia?
I really jumped into it. 2 years ago, I wanted to start it. I started it. I didn't know how successful it would be. I didn't know if it would even work. I didn't know if I would get whacked in a couple of years, but I did it. It got popular. They brought it on board. And I think one of the big problems, Alex, I had with working at Barstool is I didn't really get a lot of resources. I was doing it all on my own. I was booking my own guests. I was doing everything I needed to do. So I just kind of ran with it. I was able to grab some huge guests. And now we're one of the biggest in that type of podcast. So yeah, I'm proud of it. I appreciate you saying that about it. And I'm still here. I didn't get whacked yet. So it's working out.
And I know a reason why. It's not because you're not, is fugazi? What is it? What is a homosexual called in the mafia?
Fanoik.
Fanoik, yes. You're not a Fanoik. That's what they always say. So we had Michael Francesi on the show, Francis. I always say it wrong.
Yeah.
We had him on the show, and he had a very salacious quote. He said that if you're in the mafia and you're a homosexual, they will literally try to kill you. So what's some of the craziest, Vito Spatafora, I don't forget Vito's last name, but, when he was on The Sopranos, he was the gay guy, and that was, the best.
Yeah.
I think that was the last season, where his son was, pooping in the shower and all this stuff. That was some of the best storylines of the entire show. So what are any mafia stories of homosexuals that you know?
So it's funny you brought that up. That's actually a true story. That storyline was the basis of Vito Spatafora. In real life, there was a boss in New Jersey, the Cavalcanti crime family. His name is John D'Amato. He was very close to John Gotti. He was actually caught in a bisexual club, and his ex-girlfriend told the mafia about it, and they actually whacked him over it. It's a true story. And I believe a lot of the basis of that show, as far as that scene and that storyline, was over a real-life character. So that actually happened. That's true.
Yeah, that makes sense because he got caught in a gay bar on the show, and he was just dancing. Wow, so that was based after a mafia guy from Boston that was in Gotti's crew. Wow.
Actually, it was out of New Jersey, and he was very close to John. He was he had his own family, but he was very close with John in the streets. And yeah, there's wiretaps where they basically talk about it, and one of the higher ups basically says, we can't have this. This is not something we obviously sign off on. We can't have it. No one will take orders from him, basically. And yeah, he was killed. He was shot multiple times, and that was that.
Damn. And I always heard that rule. I don't know if it's true. Maybe I heard it from The Sopranos, though. If you do get locked up and you do something gay in prison, it's okay because you're in prison. Have you ever heard that one, or is that an urban legend?
That's not true at any level. It doesn't matter where you are in the streets. If you do gay things, you're likely to not be supported in the streets anymore. And look, to be honest, so one of my dear friends just got out of federal prison, and he told me straight up that you just kind of let people that engage in that sort of thing, you just let them do their own thing, because he would talk to me about how, let's say you were to lose a fight to a gay guy, you would be you'd be in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, absolutely. So the general thought is you just kind of avoid those people, and they avoid you.
Well, I don't know if you can see this, but my co-host is a guy by the name of Darius, not Dontarius, my wife's boyfriend who stormed the Capitol. But this guy goes to glory holes. Do we have a 3-box that we can fit him in? I don't know if we told our producer, but maybe we'll get that figured out. My point is... I've seen him. Well, I don't know if you've seen Darius, the alien, but we'll figure that out. We'll get him shown to you in a second. But let's go back to what you're talking about, the resources. You had to build your podcast up on your own. And then Tico, Texas, the girl that when I stormed the Barstool Sports Capitol, she's the one that slapped you. Her and I become good friends. But she had the same complaints, that she did not have the proper resources. So are there just a select few at Barstool that they'll actually put the resources behind? Or, I guess when you get hired as a content creator, I'm just curious, what do they expect from you? Hey, start a podcast, produce it, edit it yourself? Or, how does it work?
So when I've actually worked at Barstool 2 different times. This was the second time. They essentially bought the show from me, and they told me they would sell it, that sort of thing. I'd make money off the ads, that sort of thing. And at the end of the time when my contract was up, that would help me in getting more money, that sort of thing. It wasn't always resources, because I'll be honest, Alex, I like to do everything on my own. And,
yeah, me too.
I kind of just do what I can with what I have. But for me, it was more or less selling it. I'll go out and sell it on my own if you're not going to fucking sell it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just go do it on my own. I had plenty of connections, and I could have made my own way, but they never sold it. And then the time came where I said, hey, I want more money. And they said, well, you didn't sell the show. I said, no, you didn't sell the show. I'm not a fucking salesman. You are.
Yeah.
Right. So that was some of my knock on it. And, I just kind of said to myself, you know what? I can monetize everything. I've already built my TikTok on my own. I built a YouTube channel on my own. And for someone like me, it just never really worked. And as far as that, I just kind of moved on and did it on my own.
Yeah, and it's so annoying because Dave invited me on his podcast and then uninvited me on his podcast because he realized that I was pro-life, and he tries to say that he doesn't like politics yet. Now he won't stop tweeting about Hamas and this and that. He's like, I don't want Dave Portnoy to hate me, but I'm persona non grata. He hates me. Somebody wrote a vlog or whatever. What is it called, Jimmy? Is it a regular blog? Not blog. Yeah, sorry, blog. I don't even know blog. I'm so used to vlogs. That shows you how crazy my mind is. It used to be blogs. Now my mind thinks of vlogs. But regardless. Then he made them delete that. And then on top of that, Dave, Emily Austin, a regular guest on this show, when she was coming in person, he called her and told her not to come on my show, all because I went and stormed the Capitol. And I thought he would like that. I thought he stormed,
NFL headquarters.
Yeah, the NFL headquarters. So I thought he would think it was funny. So what was the reaction from the other employees?
Actually, let's just play the clip
Okay,
first.
let's play the clip. Let's go to the original clip. Me and my wife's
Alex
boyfriend.
and his wife's boyfriend, Dontarius, storming Barstool headquarters for reasons I'm still not 100% sure of.
Don't worry about it, Jimmy.
We're here looking for Dave. I brought my wife's boyfriend.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, I'm looking for Dave Portnoy. Come on, Dontarius.
They're Jeff. They're like, what the hell? They didn't know if I was supposed to be there or not because I had the same Islanders hat on.
Come on, guys. Where's Dave?
And of course they went after the black guy, Jeff. They went after the homeless black guy, but I'm just in there having a blast, basically. And I'm live on the air because that glass window is where they film. I forget which take, Pardon My Take, or whichever. Not Pardon My Take, but the Daily
Yak.
The Yak. So we're live on there right now. I mean, dude, he really tackled Dontarius. And this is Dave. He invited me on his podcast and then uninvited me. So I was literally just going there to talk to him. I really wasn't trying to cause that much beef. And then, of course, Tico comes out and kicks my ass. I liked it that she called me the N-word, though. That kind of got me hyped up.
We're gonna leave, but where's Dave?
Look at them now. They're really kicking. That's when they started kicking my ass. It was, beautiful. So I got slapped around. I would definitely not be a capo in the freaking Gotti family. They would say, this guy's a pussy. He gets beat up by women. And I'm bleeding because Tico broke her fake nail, so that's her blood on my face. And I'm definitely not vaccinated, so Lord knows what I got from that. And that was Christmas time. Wow.
It was almost the exact 1 year anniversary today. That was December 11th, and today's December 7th.
No! So it's basically the 1 year anniversary. So what was your instant reaction? I know you had some harsh words, which, I don't give a damn. If you're a Barstool employee, you should have said some really harsh things. So what was your initial reaction, and what was the scuttlebutt around the office?
I think the initial reaction was you were a fucking idiot for doing that.
Yeah.
That said, I think it kind of was clear you didn't know a lot about Barstool because Dave really was never at Barstool, right? Dave is, he lives in Florida. He wasn't even there anyway. But I will say, I think the one person I feel bad for was the security guy. Those security guys are all real cool. They're good people. They're all former cops. And I kind of felt bad for him, but it was a kind of a random thing because not for nothing though, getting up to Barstool, I'm sure you noticed, is quite easy, isn't it?
Dude, it was one floor. It was on the second floor, right? Or third floor.
You just walk up.
I just walked up and the door guy, there's two door guys. They looked right at me. I looked right at them. I had my selfie stick out and I had this hat on. Like, I don't know if you can see it. It's from the Islanders, Bob Ledecky. I got to go to Ann Coulter's birthday party. He had a box for, and the owner's like, you can take anything. Of course, I didn't want to be too gauche. I should have taken a jersey, but I just took a hat. Now looking back, I should have taken a hat, jersey, foam finger, everything. That's neither here nor there. But this hat,
Alex, we want to clarify. Did Ben Mintz let you in the building?
Yes. Oh no, this is now. I want to get to this.
Yes or no?
No, he did not let me in. No, he didn't. But this is so funny. So Jeff, listen to this. Ben Mintz, my roommate in college, is a guy by the name of Lan Ledbetter. Lan Ledbetter's brother is a guy by the name of Mac Ledbetter. The Ledbetters are very wealthy doctors in Monroe, Louisiana. They were able, God bless them, because they're great parents, they bought both of their kids beautiful houses in college. I'm talking about they're very wealthy people, you know, for the family of a physician. Well, my roommate, I lived in Lance's house. His older brother's roommate was Ben Mintz. So every time I went to Ole Miss, I saw Ben. I probably hung out with Ben 20 times. Ben and I were friends. But then when all this happened, Ben had to do a total about face and act like he never met me. So it just makes me sick that I can't, like, mend the fences. I have no heat with Barstool. I think Barstool's great that they're an independent media company. Like, I don't hate Barstool. But for me, I've definitely, I guess, screwed the pooch because even a guy that I've known for over 20 years, like Ben, has had to basically pretend like he doesn't know me. Yet I have all the receipts.
They did get a lot of content out of it. I know they made like an investigative series from Ben. And like, I do think from what I remember, I'm pretty sure they changed like all the door rules after that. Like
what
it
else?
was
What do you
much
mean?
harder to get up there. Like it was harder to get up. They were, I think, and look, not for nothing. Like they should have been way better with their security because like you said, you could just walk up there. No one says anything to you. No one really does anything. So, like, I think after that, you had to get someone to, like, come down and get you going forward if there was, like, a guest or something. So,
The Alex Stein rule. Well, I tend to do that. I tend to make things, always change their proper procedures. Like, I used to burn a lot of fires on set. Now they won't let me burn any fires on set. They've taken
no more fires.
They've taken all my matches, lighters. I waterboarded Jimmy, my producer. Then now we're not allowed to waterboard. A lot of stuff that,
Alex, I'm surprised you haven't brought up because we have a similar rule that our Darius has broken many times where we're supposed to come and get him, and Darius kept ignoring that, and our security guy almost killed Darius.
Yeah, but too bad we can't show Darius. I'd like to show Darius. Darius, come here, sit next to me, Darius, so you can see. So this is Darius right here.
So, I also heard real quick that you guys watch beheading videos. Is that true?
Yeah, we watch it. Well, Jimmy doesn't let me, but yeah, I watch all Al-Qaeda videos.
Jeff, most of my job as producer is telling Alex no and him getting mad at me. So I'm always the bad guy.
Well, we like to our favorite thing to look at is the Tupac shot pictures. We like to look at his autopsy pictures. We look at Biggie Smalls' autopsy pictures. Who else's autopsy pictures do I make us watch, Jimmy?
The Bin Laden one, but I think that's a fake.
That's a fake one, but we like to look at that deep fake and just kind of laugh.
Well, if you ever want some good beheading videos, I got you. I got a lot of good ones. Look at this fucking guy, man. What's up, bro? You all right?
No, he's not all right. This is the guy. He's been drinking Fox and Odin whiskey. Have a sip of Fox and Odin. They're our sponsor. If you want to go and purchase this, you get free shipping with a promo code Alex. Don't get too drunk. So he is an employee of mine, but not necessarily the company. And we have our company Christmas party tonight, Jeff. And I'm freaked out that he's going to try to like accost one of the executives that I work with. So would you trust a man that you met off Craigslist that responded to an acting ad? This is how I found him. I casted him. I was looking for actors. And tell him how I found you, Darius.
He was looking for actors. You know, I buzzed him. He buzzed right back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the max. I came the next day, instant hit, thankfully, you know.
And have you ever got any other acting roles off Craigslist?
No, just this one. Just this one.
Do you know the Mafia? Do they ever use Craigslist to, recruit gangsters or anything? Or is the Mafia dying, Jeff? On a serious note, is the Mafia still alive? Because wasn't John Gotti's son bitching about something just in the news the other day?
And so the Mafia is still around, absolutely. All 5 families are still around. In fact, there's currently trials going on as we speak with the Genovese crime family right now. Yeah, they're definitely around. I'll be honest, I don't worry about them. They're not, they contact me all the time. They threaten me all the time. I don't give a shit, though. They don't have the same clout they once used to have under someone like a John Gotti or someone like that, but they're still around for sure. Absolutely.
Why do you think John Gotti was such a cultural phenomenon? Because he was a hero. I mean, especially to Italians in New York City, John Gotti was like Christopher Columbus or what I'm saying. He was the top Italian guy.
Because of the swagger he had kind of that fuck you attitude. He didn't give a shit. He was very much in front of the camera. I mean, a lot of gangsters up until then were, hanging out in social clubs. They weren't coming outside. They didn't want to be seen by the media. And that's the whole way the Mafia works. No one wants to know you're in the Mafia. You're not supposed to even admit you're in the Mafia or that even exists. John was very out there, very public. He wore the $2,000 suits. He was willing to talk to reporters. He kind of had that Trump feel to him a little bit where he was willing to be out there and be very open, and people like that. They related to him a little bit. Plus, he had kind of a line where he would say, I'm beating the same government that fucks these people every day. And he beat the government, multiple times.
Teflon Don.
He was in the cover of Time magazine. Yeah, Teflon Don, absolutely.
Hey, Jeff, going back on your point, you said the mafia threatens you to this day. Why do they threaten you?
Because he talks all about him, dummy.
Well, yeah, but you talk all about him, but like, do you like expose secrets? Do you talk about things that is not public knowledge?
Nah, I wouldn't say I'd expose secrets. They they have people contact me and they use them as intermediaries. So they're like, call that little fucking prick Nadu and tell him to take that story down. And the people will call me and they'll say like, so and so wants you to take this video down. He'd really appreciate it. He doesn't want to see it get to the next level. Stuff like that. I'm not really adding anything that's not out there, but they don't like some of the stuff that comes out, and not a lot of media report on the Mafia anymore, unless it's a Gotti or something like that. The gangsters that are out there aren't being reported on, and I cover them. I talk about them. I talk about some of the very disgraceful, disgusting things they do. And the Mafia today is very lowbrow. They do some real low life shit. So
like what? Like what's low life for a show? I mean, what's extra scummy? Like sex trafficking?
So there's nothing wrong. Look, in the 70s, people were extorting people left and right in some of these Italian neighborhoods. But today, that whole thought is gone. And these guys will go in to like a business, a mom and pop business, and they'll say stuff along the lines of like, they'll use them. I'm going to blow your fucking house up if you don't pay me $5,000 a week. Back in the day, the Mafia would extort you and at least protect your neighborhood, make sure there wasn't criminals running around and drug addicts. These neighborhoods are shit shows. And in a lot of cases, mobsters are being paid in extortion and are still lighting trucks on fire and doing some real low life shit. So they have no honor, no ethics.
Well, and that's why they were into sanitation, where they would charge you to pick up your own trash, have your trash picked up. That was a good gimmick. Well, it's crazy to think, though, that the Mafia is still going on. What about the Asian Mafia, the triads? So did they ever beef for the Italian Mafia? Or what's the top Mafia, the Mexican cartel Mafia? Because I know you know a lot about the cartel. Yeah. Is that the top Mafia, in your opinion?
I mean, the Mafia, as far as I'll just say this, the Italian-American Mafia is super low on the totem pole. They have no clout. They have no ability anymore. Asian organized crime, at least from an Americanized perspective, is not prevalent anymore. There used to be some groups in Chinatown. They're pretty much all in jail now. Mexican drug cartels are gigantic. They're transnational. They're huge. And to be fair, they make the American Mafia look like a fucking joke, to be quite honest. Drug cartels are gigantic. They're huge. They literally run countries. Mexico is run by drug cartels. It's that simple.
No, it is. And I mean, the fact that they'll give you, a Colombian bow tie where they'll cut your neck and pull your tongue through the wound in your neck, hang you off a bridge. Like
I've seen that.
Yeah, and I know the Mafia has done stuff in New York, but nothing as grotesque, I believe, as what the cartels are doing. So how do
the Mafia back in the day, they had some sort of honor where they weren't going to kill women, they weren't going to kill children. They were going to kind of try to keep it to the people involved. Drug cartels are now everybody's on the table. It doesn't matter.
And then we talk about this because the Mafia, I guess, they made a lot of their bones, transporting drugs, but now like the cartel's doing it. The drug problem's only getting worse. Jeff, what the hell? I mean, is society just screwed? I know people that have died of drug overdoses. I just know that the fentanyl crisis is only getting worse. I mean, is that the biggest plague on society, or what is the biggest plague in your opinion, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm fascinated by it. I don't know why we don't address it, but you have to remember, Alex, the federal government in this country is in on the drug trade. They just are. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you look into the depths of the Sinaloa cartel, the government in this country will try to sell to you that El Chapo Guzman was the guy on top in the Sinaloa cartel. It's not true. It's just complete nonsense. There's a guy above him, and he's been above him for years, this shadowy figure. He's been around for 70 years. And in his 70 years on this planet, 50 of which were in the drug trade, he's never been arrested. He's never been incarcerated at any point, and he's an asset for the CIA. It's common knowledge. Ask any journalist who reports on this. And the government's in on it. The government is currently in talks with the Sinaloa cartel about certain people they're apprehending. I follow a lot of this stuff. There was a major arrest last week in the Sinaloa cartel, and the U.S. government is essentially talking to the Sinaloa cartel, but handing him over, giving him up. They're all in on this.
Yeah, we had the Iran-Contra where we, got caught trading drugs to Nicaraguans, and they'd give us cocaine, and then we would have that cocaine flood the streets of Miami and Los Angeles with Freeway Ricky Ross and Griselda Blanco.
It's still going on.
Yeah, Bill Clinton had Mena, Arkansas, so, to say that the government would just let the cartels only benefit from the drug trade when it's a trillion-dollar industry. I'm saying that's probably lightly. I don't know what the actual mathematical number of how much money drugs produce, but I can imagine it's astronomical. So any government worth their salt is going to get in on some of that. So that's just obvious. But a lot of people have cognitive dissonance where they know the government lies and they won't believe it. But go ahead. Sorry.
And remember, local police departments benefit a lot off the drug trade. I mean, the NYPD, the LAPD, the Chicago Police Department, Philadelphia Police Department, 90% of crimes are drug-related in some way, whether it's buying, stealing, selling, to purchase drugs, murders over drugs, and not paying. Like, it's all very important to the criminal justice system in this country. And what we also have realized is now all these people are being arrested, and now it's all for profit too. So it's a huge complex that makes this country a bunch of money, and they're going to protect it. But they're also going to then arrest people and try to say that they're picking up and trying to do stuff for crime, and they're trying to sell this nonsense that Mexico imports fentanyl and the Sinaloa cartel's behind it. It's not true. It's all coming from one place. It stops in Mexico, and then it comes here.
Wow, Jeff. Okay, so we only have you for a few more minutes. My producer wants to ask you another question. Jimmy, go ahead, please.
Okay, so do you hold any resentment towards Dave Portnoy after he called you a selfish pig when you left, or are y'all
We have that graphic.
Yeah, flash that graphic.
Ridiculous. What a jerk. And he calls you a pig. You lost a bunch of weight. So, yeah, do you have any beef, or is it water off the duck's back?
I've already said, and I'll say this again. I mean, this is the same guy that sells like a $200 watch for $2,500. So, I mean, who's selfish? I mean, that's a bit selfish to me.
Those watches are crap. Wait, those watches are crap. Are they that much, though? Jeff, they're $2,500 a pop for that watch?
I believe so, yeah. I believe they're
Well, they say that that's like a money laundering scam, that he's losing money on that business and writing it off. And he had to fire everybody because Barstool wasn't profitable. So we have to admit, that is a good business deal. He got to buy his company back for $1. But think about all the kids he's got addicted to gambling and this and that. I mean, morally.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
The gambler, I'll just be honest. As a gambler, look, I don't have any resentment towards Dave. To me, it's business. The fact that he called me a selfish pig, I couldn't give a fuck less. I am a selfish pig. I wanted more money. And to me, like, I'm going to go and make it. And if it wasn't there, it wasn't there. I have no ill will towards Barstool. They did a lot for me. I've had a lot of memories I made there. It was fun, but it was just time to move on. I held no ill will towards them or resentment. But to call me a pig is crazy because you're doing stuff like that. So
he obviously liked you because he spoke about you, or he had you were one of his favorite players because the coach always picks on the guy he likes, right? The player that the coach doesn't like, he just ignores.
I would definitely say we had a good relationship. I mean, like I said, he brought me back. I mean, I was there 2 different times. I had a good time there. It's just as you're in content. I mean, a lot of the time you can monetize a lot of this stuff now, and for me, I'm just better off working for myself as opposed to other people.
Okay, and then last thing, we've got to let you go. Now the Barstool's moving to Chicago, or what's the scuttlebutt, though? Do you think that company, is it growing, or is that going to hurt it that they're leaving from New York City?
I think the fact that Barstool, they're still in New York, they're still in Chicago. I think the fact that they're now privately owned again by Dave, essentially, they're not under, like when you stormed Barstool, they were under the eye of Penn Gaming. They're no longer under Penn. So I think that's definitely beneficial to the company. I think they'll be a little bit stronger doing that. But when I was there, it was very corporate. Like, I couldn't interview certain people that were in the criminal world.
They'd say no. You'd have to get it approved.
To certain people, I had to get approved. One of which was not allowed because Portnoy didn't like him. The other person, I just wasn't allowed because they didn't want us to talk about gambling. It could have fucked with their license. But for the most part, I did what I was allowed to do and wanted to do. But no, I think there'll be a stronger company now that they're back to Dave's control. You're
so honest, Jeff. I hope that we get to collaborate more in the future. So before you go, tell the people how they can support you and where they can find you.
Yeah, go check them out, The Sit Down. You can find it on TikTok, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. We interview mobsters, cops, all sorts of different people, some of the most interesting people on the planet. So if you like the Mafia, you like true crime, you like cartels, we have it for you. And
Jeff is a wizard, dude. The amount of knowledge that you have, man, it's insane. Do you have like a photographic memory or something? What do you have? I mean, why are you able to recall all this stuff?
I guess I'm just good with like keeping things in my head. I don't know. I've always been like that since I was a kid. So for me, it's important that I keep a smart brain. I lost a bunch of weight because they can help me physically, and I don't know. It's always been something I'm good at.
Are you a big drinker or smoker, Jeff? Do you drink or smoke?
Yeah, I go out. I mean, I drink. I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my life. It's not my thing. But I drink. I mean,
Jeff, before you go, I have one more important question. So before working for Alex, my dream job was to work for Barstool Sports. What disqualifies me more, that I've worked for Alex or that I went to an Ivy League school? Because Dave Portnoy hates both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're fucked on both levels, man. That said, though, I don't think you're complete. Like, I wonder, like, why Dave didn't find what you did. Because, again, like, he's done a lot of the same shit, to be fair. He stormed an NFL headquarters, went to prison over it. Went to jail over that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know that you're completely out. But look, I mean, did you ever think you'd be friends with Tico, Texas? And now you're friends with Tico, Texas.
Exactly.
So
No,
you never know.
You never know. So Jimmy, it's not all done. And listen, he's got rid of Jeff and brought Jeff back. I bet you they try to bring Jeff back again. Mincy, they got rid of. You never know with Barstool Sports. That's Dave. He's a wild card. But at the same time, if anybody at Barstool Sports is seeing this, I don't have any beef. I might have to go storm the Chicago offices and have my wife's boyfriend take a poop in there. But other than that, I have no real beef. Okay, last soundbite before you go. What dead weight does Barstool need to get rid of, in your opinion, in 2024?
Some dead weight they need to get rid of. I would say they should fire. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say, Alex. I don't think they should fire anybody. Nobody should lose their livelihood over a beef I have with them. That said, I think they have a bunch of assholes, certain people that work there, Rico, Bosco, Nate, a couple other people, real fucking shitheads. That said.
Wait, why is Rico? No, everybody says Rico's such a shithead. Why does he rub everybody the wrong way? Why does Rico have that?
Listen, we don't have enough time for that. We have a long history, him and I, one of which it isn't good. So I would strongly advise we don't get into that because we'll be
Let's
here
not
for a
get
while.
into it. No, but Rico is just, he rubs everybody the wrong way. I'm like, what is his deal? Is he on drugs or is he on antidepressants?
He's a total lowlife. I'll tell you. Listen, how about I come down? Where are you at? Nashville?
We're in Dallas. No, we'll have you come to Dallas. We'll bring you out and we'll do a sit down. Yes, we'll get it set straight.
Before we go, some of the fuckers in the chat say I'm on Ozempic. I'm not on fucking Ozempic.
What? They're saying Ozempic? No. They say they're saying you're on the Zemp?
Here are my baby hands. My fucking dick is huge, though, fuckers. Fuck you guys.
Well, you're the man, Jeff. But we'll have you come in studio and we'll be able to sit down longer and talk. Okay, the show's almost over. Jeff, thank you again for being a great sport. Hey, and honestly, go check out the sit down, guys. This is one of the best podcasts, really well thought out. Good information, not a bunch of crap. Like, go check out the sit down if you like anything to do with Mafia related stuff. So thanks, Jeff. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Alex. See you guys.
Jeff was great, Jimmy. He was awesome.
No, he definitely is very knowledgeable. I didn't know a lot about him before, but I was pleasantly surprised. That was cool.
You didn't know a lot about him yet. I
never listened to his podcast. I just knew he was employed and had a funny Italian haircut.
Okay, so now we have to end the show talking about the craziest thing. We got to play this supercut of Destiny. I debated Destiny, a guy by the name of Stephen Bonnell. He is a cuckold. He has a polyamorous relationship with his wife, and it just came out that he is getting divorced. And guess who was one of the most earliest adopters of this dialogue? Me, primetime Alex Stein. So we're trying to call his Skype right now. We'll see if he answers. We're calling him on Skype. But why don't we play the clip of us debating, Jimmy?
All right, sounds good. We'll pull it up. And what was the context of, like, why you were invited on? What were you debating?
Well, him and I were debating over who is the bigger scumbag, him for having a polyamorous relationship or me because I called AOC a big booty Latina. I'm trying to connect.
I have a question. Do you think
I need to make sure that you understand. I need to make sure that you understand this. I need to make sure that you understand
this. Letting other guys come on
Alex, I need to make sure you understand this. Alex, do you even have a girlfriend?
I understand.
Alex,
I got a bunch of girlfriends. I have more than one girlfriend.
I'm sure you do.
And guess what? My girlfriend doesn't get banged by other dudes.
Alex, if you've got multiple girlfriends, you have no idea what your girlfriends are up to. Number one, okay? Number two,
let me tell you something.
Number two, just checking. Alex, shooting somebody and kicking somebody are both bad, right?
Yeah, just like I think it's bad to let guys bang your girlfriend.
So if you have
I think you're a sexual degenerate because you let guys come on your girlfriend.
Yeah, that's fine. You can think I'm a sexual degenerate, but it's not sexual harassment.
Well, you think that? So you think what I did so bad? I think what you do is even more disgusting.
But it's not. What you do is actually more sexually degenerate because you're engaging in non-consensual sexual harassment.
100%.
It's not even
big
close.
booty Latina is a more sexual degenerate than your girlfriend saying, "Hi, honey, I'm with another guy. I have his dick."
Sure, if everybody consents to it. Yeah. Do you think sexually?
Sure, do you think it's okay for other dudes to jizz on your girlfriend? Because it's very interesting. Because I would have never thought I'd ever know a cuckold that's a proud cuckold that has thousands of
and I never thought I'd talk to an
him.
adult human male that's telling me it's okay to sexually harass women in
public.
public.
I think being a cuckold is much worse. I think being a cuckold
engaging in non-consensual sexual activity in public.
I imagine kissing Melina's lips after a dick was just on him is way worse than saying you have
20 girlfriends that I'm sure are all, okay. Is that cat around you? Is that the girl you're making out with?
You knowingly do that. Think about it. You pay for all of her stuff. You support her so she can go blow other dudes.
My wife works.
She just has to talk about sex. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. You don't think there's a difference between that?
Oh, that's much better. My girlfriend talking about the types of penises she likes to fuck is less sexual harassing than saying big booty Latina. Think about that. Your girlfriend's talking about the actual size of men's genitals and whether it pleasures her enough to orgasm is worse. That you think that's less bad than saying you have a big booty.
I think that she makes a lot of money off guys like you, dude. It makes me happy.
I know. So think about that. You're trading money so dudes can bang your wife or your girlfriend or whatever she is.
Obsessing over her, and then we're using that money to buy dinner. How crazy is that? What a weird world we live in. What do you got, Ralph?
Good.
What's our next question?
I'm happy that the sexual degeneracy of your girlfriend pays for your Olive Garden. Awesome. You're winning big, bud. And I bang chicks, believe it or not.
Sure
yes. And guess what? The chicks that I bang, I don't let them go. I don't date them. The chicks that I'm banging, I don't date them. Let them live under my roof and then go blow random dudes on the internet because I don't date e-thoughts like you. So you're a bigger sexual degenerate.
It sounds like right now you don't date anybody because you're more fascinated with my wife than getting one of your own. So, but hey, listen.
No, because I don't want to get in a relationship with one of these whores like you and get used and abused like you and look like a cuckold all over the internet, like a little cuckold.
Well, Steven, you made fun of me for not getting married, and guess what? I'm also not getting divorced like your bitch ass. So it looks like Papa Stein was right when I told you that relationship wasn't going to work. And then there was also a clip, we don't have it, but where Steven, Destiny, was showing a sign of relief because he said that they worked out a financial incentive that will let him break up with her without losing all of his money. But let's be real. She marries you for the green card, bro. I said that, Destiny. So let's just talk about this. We can just, I'm extending the olive branch. I don't hate you. I just want you to admit that I was right, that you married an e-thought whore that left you for some guy in Sweden that she's been texting and sending nude pictures to while you're working your ass off, literally streaming like 10 hours a day to pay your bills. Not that you don't make money. You do make a lot of money. But when your wife is using it to send her nude pictures to men all over the world, you should feel a little ashamed of that. And you did. You finally felt that shame, and that's why you decided to divorce Melania or whatever the hell her name is. I really don't know your wife that well. I just know that she's a big whore on the internet. And it looks like you admit that as well, because in your own message you said that she's been talking to some guy that is like broke, is domestic violence guy, and he's some big loser. Well, just remember that if you think that the guy she's leaving you for is a loser, you're an even bigger loser than that guy because she left you for him. So, she's allowed to bang this guy and you guys can still be in a relationship. But because you suck so bad, she's alienated you from the relationship. She'd rather be with some poor, broke Swedish guy than the guy that's constantly online, addicted to, Lord knows what stimulants you have to take to stream that long. I know the rumor is that you do a lot of stuff. I don't know whether that's true or not. That's all allegedly. But I do know that you're getting a divorce, self-admitted. So Alex Stein was right. I was right about Vivek Ramaswamy and 9/11 being an inside job. I was right about Destiny, being a total cuckold, having a relationship that was definitely failing. A failed marriage, was right about that. And I was definitely right about storming Barstool Sports headquarters as being the right, morally sound thing to do. So once again, Primetime 99 was 3 out of 3, Jimmy, and that never happens. And then what is the latest answer on the polls of whether Darius is coming to the company Christmas party?
82% yes.
Oh, damn it.
I know. I'm disappointed too. They need to hang out with Darius and realize this is a lot riskier than they think.
Are we really going to do this?
This is on you. I want no part of this.
All right, guys, real quick before we go, how many likes? We got over 800 people watching, only 500 likes. Hit the like button. That matters. We need more people to see the show. I know We brought it up last night, but we only have 3 more episodes left in the year. And the Blaze is going to be making big decisions very soon on whether they should keep this show or not. So it's not a slam dunk deal, that we're coming back. And if you guys really want us to come back, we need you to support us. So that's why we need you to tweet this episode to Dave Portnoy. You need to tweet this episode and go follow Jeff Nadu. You need to go retweet Big Nasty City Council meeting. Whatever you can do, we need you to do it because we cannot grow without you. So I need all the chat rats. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the share button. I sound like a broken record. I know I'm trying to be annoying, but if you actually enjoy this show, because I enjoy this show, I enjoy working at the Blaze. I love all my coworkers. I love my bosses. I love this opportunity. But this opportunity is not going to last forever unless I grind and shine and get more people up in this club dancing and twerking.
Can I also mention that I have a newborn baby I have to buy food for?
Yes, Jimmy has a baby that I don't really care about, so I'm not too worried if the baby starves. But you guys probably do care, right? So if you don't want a baby to starve, you don't want Darius to have to go back to being a glory hole attendant, please hit the like button, share this, subscribe, tell your friends, and we need more chat rats in the chat. All right, folks, next week we got Gavin McInnes and Mark Dice on the show, so you know we're going to have some great numbers next week. This week, they were not what I wanted. But what can I do except for say, all I can do is play better next time, Coach. So I love you guys for watching the show. We end the show the same way every time with that freestyle finale. DJ, hit that beat. Darius going to the Christmas party. Darius better not be a smarty. Show respect to the exec. Shut your mouth when they look at you. Put food on your plate. Don't act like you're too great. Don't show up way too late. Don't do a damn thing when you eat that chicken wing. Don't stare at any employees' butts. Don't even say a cuss word. Don't flip the bird. All I'm gonna do is drop you like a turd and flush you down the toilet. If you do anything that I don't approve, put me in a bad mood. Then I will bury you in the bathroom. All right, folks, this has been our show. We got a great show next week on the Pimp on a Blip. I love you. Like, subscribe. Good night.